Mutarika and Madame Gertrude Mutarika in Lilongwe for official engagements. Norwegian government commits to support Malawi's climate-smart agriculture initiative. And in sports, TNM Super League title race could be decided this weekend when all three title contenders have games.
And now the news in detail. President Professor Arthur Peter Mutarika and the First Lady, Madame Gertrude Mutarika, are in Lilongwe from Blantyre. Upon arrival, the first couple was welcomed by a huge crowd gathered on the sides of the street from Bunda roundabout, Waka Waka, all the way to Nchesi. And upon arrival at Kamuzu Palace, the Malawi leader was welcomed by government party officials as well as well-wishers.
From Zachitika Palace in Blantyre, President Professor Arthur Peter Mutarika and the First Lady, Madame Gertrude Mutarika, travelled through the M1 road to Lilongwe. From Blantyre City, Lunzu, Ndeka, Kampepuza and other areas, people gathered in the streets to show love to the first couple. Upon arrival in Lilongwe, the streets were filled with people to welcome President Mutarika to the capital city. People lined up from Bunda Turnoff roundabout, Waka Waka, all the way through Nchesi. At the Kamuzu Palace entrance, President Mutarika was welcomed by government and DPP party officials and other well-wishers. The happy faces, cheering and singing compelled the Malawi leader to stop and greet the crowd.
The microphone. Come to take the government. Yes. And a virtual victory of the body.
This is the first time for President Professor Arthur Peter Mutarika to reside at the Kamuzu Palace, the official state residence, since ascending to power following the 16th September general election victory. Beatrice Juma, MBC News, Lilongwe.
Agricultural Development and Marketing Corporation ADMAC is hinting at investing more in value addition on its various products for both local and export markets in order to generate revenue. ADMAC Chief Executive Officer Ben Botolo made the remarks at the end of his tour of Ngabu Cotton Ginnery in Chikwawa. Details in this report.
Speaking after his maiden tour of East Ngabu Cotton Ginnery, ADMAC Chief Executive Officer Ben Botolo expressed confidence that the grain marketer has the potential to significantly contribute to the country's economy through value addition to various agricultural produce from local farmers.
We need to work hard to ensure that some of the products, either it's lint or it's the seed, we need to say add more value addition. We can do value addition because once these things are exported as they are, we import them in one way or another. So we need to have the import substitution.
Ngabu Cotton Ginnery in Chikwawa has a capacity of processing 60 metric tons of raw cotton, which translates to between 80 to 100 bales of cotton lint per day, depending on the cotton quality. Botolo expressed concern that despite having modern and advanced ginnery, the company is still not meeting the high demand of cotton and other related products needed on the market due to low cotton production by the local farmers.
For example, this year, the potential was the ADMAC was given a portion of 10,000 metric tons to be purchased by ADMAC. But ADMAC has only taken up 1,133 tons only. Why? Because there's no cotton on the market. So no one is actually meeting whatever they agreed on cotton, the Association of Cotton Guys. So what we need to do is, look, we cannot be just saying we need the 10,000 to buy. If we can grow our own and buy, then we may have that 10,000 cotton. But again, we need some seeds to invest a lot in the seed, high quality yielding seeds in cotton.
Value addition is part of the state produce traders' export value with a focus on generating revenue to boost the country's economy. Chisomo Break, MBC News, Chikwawa.
The Norwegian ambassador to Malawi, Arne Sophie Vigeland, says Norway will continue supporting Malawi in strengthening climate-smart agriculture and landscape restoration to improve livelihoods and enhance resilience to climate change. Vigeland made the remarks in Salima, where she visited the Kachitsa micro-catchment area to see how the climate-smart enhanced public works program is transforming lives. Details in this report by Madaliso Mhango.
During the visit, Norwegian ambassador to Malawi, Arne Sophie Vigeland, expressed satisfaction with the landscape restoration activities being implemented by communities in the district. Vigeland noted that climate-smart agriculture and landscape restoration are crucial in reducing hunger and addressing environmental degradation.
This project delivers on two of Norway's core goals in one: reducing poverty through dignified jobs and skills, and adapting to climate change by restoring land and water. And I was very impressed today by the presentations of the community and see with my own eyes what I have achieved in such a short time.
Director of Poverty Reduction and Social Protection in the Ministry of Finance, Katie Langwe, encouraged the communities to sustain the initiatives by investing in small businesses to support their livelihoods.
People, they've really taken what they've learned to heart, and they've learned it in the way that they want to keep on doing. They want to keep on doing this initiative because they've seen the benefits that they are getting out of it. So we are really assured that through the structures that we have, we'll keep on working with the community to make sure that we sustain the successes that we have and keep on doing.
Senior Chief Kambwili commended the initiative, saying it is transforming the lives of people in his area while conserving the environment.
This program has helped us a lot. We are now experiencing no more rainfall, and through the project, we have been able to restore our landscape.
Government, through the National Local Government Finance Committee, is implementing the Climate Smart Enhanced Public Works program with funding from the Madidona Trust Fund. The project is expected to reach 520,000 ultra-poor households with livelihood support by 2027. Madalitso Muhango, MBC News, Salima.
The High Court in Lilongwe has adjourned to 24 December 2025 the bail hearing of a case which Malawi Congress Party MCP Secretary General Richard Chimondo Banda is being accused of attempted murder. The adjournment follows an application by the state which asked for more time to file responses to the defense's bail application. Details in this report.
Representing the state, lawyer Lukia Jafari told the court that the prosecution requires additional days to prepare and submit its response to the bail application. However, defense lawyer George Kazipatike argued that the delay is a tactic by the state to keep his client in custody for a long time. Kazipatike told the court that Chimondo Banda has been receiving medical treatment in the presence of police, a situation he said is affecting his client's psychological well-being, and necessitated the bail application. But presiding judge Zondi Mvula said the court had not been presented with an agency letter or medical documentation as required by law to support the claim. As a result, the judge granted the state's request for more time and adjourned the bail hearing to 24 December. In an interview, lead defense lawyer George Kazipatike said medical results for Chimondo Banda are yet to be released.
Our client is in the hospital, but the direction that the court made at the end was that our client should remain in custody. So I wanted the court to clarify, and the clarification has been given that as long as he is unwell, he has to still be in the hospital. So that's a clarification that the court has given us. The results are not yet out. Some tests were being done just yesterday, so we are still waiting for the results.
Chimwendo Banda, together with Fred Dala Kadura, is accused of attempting to murder Frank Chawanda of Doa District in 2021. The bail application hearing is expected to commence next week, Wednesday.
Beneficiary households of Social Cash Transfer Program in Mangochi have called on government to increase cash stipends to fully cover for their basic needs. They made the call when Deputy Minister of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare, Zomwe, visited beneficiaries of Social Cash Transfer Program at Nkata cluster in the area of Traditional Authority Jalasi in the district to appreciate the impact of the program. Owen Mavula with a report.
Social Cash Transfer Program, which provides cash to labor-constrained and ultra-poor households, has helped empower 55-year-old Aisha Amadu of Idrusi Village Traditional Authority Jalasi in Mangochi throughout the years. She was listed because of her social status as an elderly struggling with 5 children and without source of income. She says the Social Cash Transfer stipend has helped empower her family economically, but quickly adds that the current stipend is not enough to cover for all her basic needs.
Through the Social Cash Transfer Program, I am now able to pay school fees for my wards. I have managed to buy a farmland, livestock and many more. Before I enrolled into the program, I was struggling to make ends meet, but now my life has changed.
She was speaking when Deputy Minister of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare, Zomwe, visited beneficiaries of the program in the area to appreciate the impact of the Social Protection Program. During the tour, the Deputy Minister hailed the Social Cash Transfer Program, describing it as a game changer for people's livelihood in areas of nutrition, school attendance and poverty reduction. The Deputy Minister then assured the beneficiaries that government is working on having the Social Cash Transfer stipends increased as soon as possible to empower the livelihood of the most vulnerable.
They managed to buy iron sheet, they managed to buy fertilizer, they managed to buy even livestock, even some they managed to pay the school fees for their children. My minister will continue with this program. Let me thank His Excellency, the President of this country, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, for supporting the program.
Director of Education and Sports for Mangochi District Council, McDonald Greenkuse, who represented District Commissioner, commended the Deputy Minister for taking time to inspect the progress of the program. He said the minister's visit will help instill hope to beneficiaries of the program in the district. Mangochi has over 23,000 beneficiary households under the Social Cash Transfer Program. Owen Mavula, MBC, Mangochi.
You're watching MBC News. A reminder of our top stories.
President Mutharika and Madam Gertrude Mutharika in Lilongwe for official engagements. Norwegian government commits to support Malawi's climate-smart agriculture initiative. And in sports, TNM Super League title race could be decided this weekend when all 3 title contenders have games.
Welcome back. Journalists in the country have been challenged to be ambassadors of goodwill by writing positive stories that can attract investors and tourists to Malawi. Information Minister Shadrack Namalomba made the call in Blantyre during the annual general meeting of Blantyre Press Club held at Grace Pandawe in Blantyre. Namalomba also took time to appreciate the role journalists play in promoting the thriving democracy, peace and unity.
You see, journalism is a profession in the first place, and those that call themselves journalists therefore are professionals, and because it is a profession, it must have its own ethics and standards, and it is through those ethics and standards that we can also use to promote and sell our country, tell good stories about our country. So my coming here and being guest of honor was one, to encourage them to continue to write stories, to continue to be ambassadors of Malawi. Yes, there are challenges, we know that, particularly now in the digital era. But nevertheless, they have got a very important role to play, particularly now that we have the Malawi 2063, which is the vision of the whole country, where we all aspire to be self-reliant but also inclusively wealth by 2063 means. But also following from there, we have the BBB manifesto, which also maps the way for us to get to 2063 by embracing digitalization as the foundation for the economic development, economic emancipation that this country seeks to achieve.
On his part, General Secretary for Blantyre Press Club, Yusuf Daisa, commended government for promoting open dialogue and the continued support to the media industry.
As we know, journalists will have a critical role to play as far as this fast evolving digital era is concerned. This also prompted us to choose this theme, promoting justice, unity and peace to achieve social and economic development in Malawi. We know that there's a lot of fake news as well as unverified information that circulate on social media. So we realize that journalists has a role to play to make sure that they balance such kind of information so that we maintain peace and unity in Malawi.
Acting Director General for Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, MBC, Moses Chiwoni, has called upon MBC employees to be ethical and thrive and rebuild public trust. Chiwoni said this in Mzuzu during an interface meeting with the corporation's employees from the north at Kaningina Studios in Mzuzu. Jackson Sichali reports.
Underscoring the importance of professionalism and promoting ethics at workplace, MBC's Acting Director General, Moses Chiwoni, has called upon all employees to participate in the process of rebuilding public trust. Chiwoni further motivated workers to remain committed in delivering high-quality programming and news production to effectively deliver on his mandate.
When I was appointed as Acting Director General, one of the main issues that I was mandated to do was to ensure that MBC is transformed in terms of its image. You might agree with me that in the past, because of what was happening, people lost trust in MBC, and the image was battered. So we were given that mandate to ensure that we restore back that image and also ensure that the public are able to trust MBC. So in order to do that, I was just trying to encourage the staff that we should ensure that they are professional in whatever they do. So in terms of programming, in terms of news, they should be able to produce news or programs that are of high quality and with professionalism.
On the way forward, the Acting Director General encouraged MBC staff to embrace teamwork for improved delivery of services.
Unity is very key. Teamwork is very key in order to ensure that we transform the image of MBC. Because if everybody is pulling different directions, I think we will not be able to move forward. We can only move forward if we are all working together as a team with one purpose and direction. So I was emphasizing on respect and teamwork to ensure that we are all working with one purpose. Without that, we cannot be able to achieve what we intend to do in terms of transforming MBC.
The Acting Director General has been visiting different establishments to appreciate the services and challenges the corporation has. Jackson Sejare, MBC News, Mzuzu.
Minister of Gender, Children, Disability and Social Welfare, Marina Vicha, has described the existence of ward-trained and professional caregivers as a significant step in complementing government's efforts in psychosocial provision to vulnerable population. Navicha made the remarks when she presided over a caregiver and patient-attendant graduation ceremony for Life Care Malawi Foundation in Blantyre. Rashida Matandika with the details.
Presiding over the graduation ceremony, Navicha commended the foundation for promoting a key profession in the protection of vulnerable people such as children, the elderly, and persons with disabilities, which mostly requires compassionate empathy and consideration. She said that government, led by the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, is committed to promoting social support in the country through professional and well-trained caregivers.
As a country, we are indeed very committed to ensuring that our children are protected, and we are ready to work with the caregivers here that have just graduated so that they will help us in fighting this battle, and we are winning. We are winning this battle.
President of Life Care Malawi, Pax Matipwili, said they are satisfied with the impact being made by their trained students in the country.
I'm very happy today because we have trained a lot of people, and it has helped the community to be changing their mindset in regards to vulnerable population. And most of the times you are aware that our vulnerable population needs people who are special trained, and we designed this curriculum to help this population, children, people with disabilities, elderly people, and even patients who are based at home. So it has been a great impact because the Malawi has changed. We used to have a lot of students going abroad to get jobs, but right now here in Malawi, they are able to get jobs.
One of the graduates who has been awarded as the best students in the 8th cohort, Dalo Kaitane, said the training has provided her with a chance into the healthy sector, despite that she did not attend a medical school, which was her dream career.
I ventured into this position out of all the other careers to also inspire and tell my other fellow girls or females out there, and even males of course, that if you didn't end up as a nurse or a doctor, you don't have to give up. You can still be in the medical field, you can still be in the health department via caregiving or patient attendance.
The graduates also took an oath to care and protect their clients with utmost respect and dignity. Rashida Matandika, MBC News, Blantyre.
And in sports, the TNM Super League title race could be decided this weekend when all three title contenders, Mighty Wanderers, FC Binyasa Big Bullets and Silver Strikers, are in action today. Norbert Jameson with the details.
Wanderers continue to lead the standings with 65 points, while Bullets are second with 62. Defending champions Silver Strikers are third with 57 points. Wanderers host Moyare at Kamuzu Stadium, while Bullets face Mighty Tigers at Imperial Stadium. The Central Bankers travel to Champions Stadium for a date against MAFCOM. Should Wanderers beat Moyare and Bullets and Silver fail to win their respective matches, the Nomads will be declared champions. However, should Wanderers stumble and Bullets and Silver win, the race will go down to the final day when the season will conclude on 27 December. After Saturday's matches, Wanderers will conclude the season against Kamuzu Barracks, while Bullets will host Nzuzu City Hammers. Silver will also face Hammers in midweek before wrapping up the campaign against Blue Eagles. Wanderers last won the Super League in 2017 and have 6 titles, while Silver have won it 9 times. Bullets are the league's record holders with 17 titles to their name. The other match happening on Saturday is between Songwe United and Blue Eagles. The match between Wanderers and Moyare will be broadcast live here on MBC. Norbert Jameson, MBC Sport.
And that's it from our newsroom for now. But before we leave, here's a recap of our top stories.
President Mutharika and Madam Gertrude Mutharika in Lilongwe for official engagements. Norwegian government commits to support Malawi's climate-smart agriculture initiative. And in sports, TNM Super League title race could be decided this weekend when all 3 title contenders have games.
Keep up to date with our news coverage on our digital platforms by scanning the QR code at the top right corner of your TV screen. You are with me, Upile Kaisa. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day.
Good morning, and it's time for weather forecast. We are currently still expecting cloudy conditions to persist over most areas, accompanied by scattered thunderstorms and rainfall, which will be heavy in some areas. This is all due to the influence of the Intertropical Convergence Zone, ITC.